the grocery guru, and fall has sprung. Fall has sprung? Fall's here. What do we have in fall? Chili. I want to do a little recipe on quick chili. I try to do all my recipes under 30 minutes, under $5 a plate. That's my goal, and that's what we're going to do today. Here's what I have for my products. I've got some cut up onions, some peppers, got a little bit of chopped tomatoes, tomato sauce. This is my own, this is a taco mix actually, but it has the same ingredients as the chili would have. Then I got 1 pound of ground beef. Now if you got a big family, you wouldn't go with 2 pounds, just we'll double everything up. But today we're just gonna go with 1 pound. This will cover about 6 servings. So that's what we're gonna go with today. So our first step is fry up the hamburger. You can use any amount. You can do a 80% lean, 95% lean, whatever you want. It's up to you. If you use a 80% or less, you probably want to drain that so you don't, any excess grease will be taken care of. Most hamburgers got quite a bit of water in it, so whatever you drain, it's better to just go ahead and drain it off. So we're going to start with a hamburger. We'll get that fried up, and we'll come back, show you where we are. We're back. We've got our ground beef pretty well cooked now. We want to add our onions and peppers to that. This is a medium onion, and I like to use the sweet peppers. So this is about 5 of the little bitty sweet peppers, because I like the taste of them a little bit better. So the onions and the peppers go inside this already pre-cooked hamburger a little bit. And we want to get that softened up, probably just a few minutes on that. So we'll come back after we get that taken care of, okay? Hi, we're back. We added our onions and we added our peppers, just enough to kind of soften them up a bit. That's all we really needed to do. So our next step, move it into the soup pan. And you want to have something big enough to cover you, and that's what we got there. So you just want to drop it in there, like so. And this is a good way to make sure that you have everything all the way cooked, that your hamburger's all cooked. And even though it's going to be on here for just a little bit, and you know, some of the chili lovers of the world will say, well, you don't want to do it so short of a time frame, but really you only need to simmer about 15 minutes if you want to get it taken care of less than 30 minutes. So a lot of people say, no, you got to put it in a crock pot, which you can, and you got to go 7 hours or something. You don't need to do that. So the next step is dropping these in. We got 1 can of tomato sauce. You can use any kind you want. And we have 1 can of diced tomatoes. Now my family's they don't like beans. So we're not gonna do beans today, but we're gonna add some water. Usually about whatever you put in with a solid cans, you wanna just add with that same amount of water, okay? So in this case, it's 2 cans. Okay, next step is our seasoning. But since we're not gonna do mushrooms, I decided, we had Chinese last weekend, so I had some leftover pork. So you know what? This is gonna be my beans today. So I'm gonna use that for my beans, because we like meat, but we don't necessarily like beans. So we're gonna just put a few of these in for our bean part. And remember, when you cut, always use the top tip of your knife here, and just rock it like a rocking chair. And it's a little easier on your wrist, and you're set to go. And we have some peppers in there, that's okay, because we already have peppers as you saw before. So I think that should do it. This will be our, instead of beans, but remember, if you have beans, a can of beans is fine. But we're gonna use all meat instead. We put those in. Our next step is some spices, and I make my own spices. Okay, this is happens to be a taco mix. I do all taco mixes, I do barbecue rubs, all those kind of things, because spices in a little packet, way too much money. So don't waste your money on that. We'll show you that on a 60-second short sometime and show you how to make spices. But we dropped some spice in here. This has got chili pepper in there. It's got everything that a normal chili would need. And that should be enough of that. Give it a little stir, like so. And as you can see, it's looking good already, as you can see, right? So you got everything in there you need. Give it a little stir, put a lid on it, let it simmer for about 15 minutes. And you got a wonderful fall meal. Less than 30 minutes, way less than $5, more like Oh, $1 per serving. This is a grocery guru. Happy fall. Signing off.